Yes, viewers, welcome back to the second stanza of the program, The Conversation, coming to you from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. My name still remains Nelson Ekujumi, and I still have with me in the studio Richard Adeyinka Emmanuel, the CEO of Data Homes Research and Communications Limited. Richard, thank you for being with us today.
I'm enjoying.
Yes, in this second stanza of the program, we want to look at Nigeria's participation at the UN General Assembly taking place in New York.
In New York.
The Vice President, His Excellency Alhaji Shetima,
Yes.
is representing the country. And we have seen a lot. I was even opportune yesterday to watch the business mogul, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, at one of the side events. You know, the UN General Assembly has a lot of activities going on. And it was at the business side event where he spoke about the investments of Africans in Africa, that we need to look inwards. Our overdependence on the West is what has left us where we are.
Stranded as we are
and
now.
the earlier we wake up to the reality that Africa are the only ones who can develop Africa. The president, Nigeria's message by the president is that the president is asking for debt forgiveness for African countries. We're also talking about climate change. We are talking about a permanent seat for African countries at the UN because the UN has become an assemblage of first among equals. There's ranking there. If Africa does not have a seat in the United Nations Security Council, it means our membership of that global body or that global union is just like a spectator who is restricted to the what do we call that stand in the stadium? The popular stand. You are restricted to the you cannot sit in the VIP. And I don't think there's anything any human being on earth can perform that the Africans are limited in also doing that. Is it in science? Is it in arts? Is it in engineering? You name it. Africans are as well endowed as any other person from whatever ethnic or cultural stock. Will be you white or yellow or brown or black.
Let me take you from Alhaji Dangote's perspective. Or maybe I should take you from the positive side.
Yes.
Our daughter, DJ Copy, hosted the youth wing of the program.
Wow.
And the father was so happy, and she did a good job, you know. And
that is Nigeria on the global stage.
Yeah, there's something to be proud of.
Yes.
She did well, and the father was proud. Even
we as Nigerians, we are proud. We are proud of her. Yeah,
of
we are proud of
that
what she
a
did.
Nigerian, young Nigerian, making us proud. Now let's go back to Alhaji Dangote. Yes, the message of Alhaji Dangote is very, very key. And we need to bring that message home to our president. If you look at all our presidents, every time we are going abroad to look for foreign investor, we are going abroad to look for foreign investor, we pay little attention to develop capacity here for us to develop only. If all of us, there is nothing somebody, one investor from America or one investor from UK will do that 10 in each region. I don't want to say states.
Richard,
in Southwest.
For me to let me even chip in. If Mr. President is going out to look for foreign investors, are you now saying that those Nigerians who are outside the country, are they not foreign investors?
And if they are coming, don't let us. I don't want to even take them as foreign. I still feel no matter where they are, once they come back home, it is given that when they have acquired skills or
whatever they have,
you come back home.
Like you say, like
so you will always come back to do something, which is so we should encourage people like that, even locally. Those who are staying back, who are living here, we should find a way to develop capacity in different areas. Yes, we are talking about oil being responsible for 92% of our foreign earnings and all that. Now, we should disaggregate this thing. What are those? In the past, we used to have cash crops. We used to have food crops.
Yeah.
Now, let us separate them. What are the cash crops we can plant that can earn us,
that can be
gold,
can become our gold.
That can fetch us foreign. So we need foreign exchange. We need a government that will sit down with its ministers and say, we want to look inward. What are those things we need to really produce now that will fetch us? If we are not deliberate about it, to build people, to build capacity, to build interest in that area for people to see future locally.
And in addition to what you have said, the NBS released the statistics of our gross domestic product for second quarter of 2024. And one of the things that came out there was that our exports exceeded our imports.
Which is good.
Which is good for.
But what did we export?
Those are, those things that we have comparative advantage. These are things we were taught when we were in school. And it's commonsensical. Yoruba used to say, "Enitaba sunti lanja palu." So those things that God has blessed us with more than any other person, we should tap
into it.
Critically.
Capacity.
Yes.
Into it. Tell our banks. See, anytime we talk about money in circulation not backed by any productivity, has been responsible for inflation and all that. Look at it. Banks are declaring trillions of profit. Which sector are they funding that is bringing that money?
Yes. So those are the questions.
The money, that's the question we need to ask. The money they are declaring, the profit they are declaring,
where do they get it from?
Where do they get it from?
Is it from our savings? Is it the commission or interest?
That is it. Forex they sell and all that. No productivity. So anybody can set up anything, just rely on charging people, removing 50 naira from their account.
A commissioned economy.
Now.
We are running a commissioned
not
economy.
Backed, you see money. People making huge profits, not backed by productivity of any sector, development of any sector. Money from Yahoo is another thing that is not backed by productivity that is in our economy. So I expect that CBN or even Ministry of Finance will look into that. It is not enough to increase.
That means even in looking at our exports, we should also be looking at the ease of doing business. I remember at a point in time where I was on a committee that oversaw some activities leading to the ports.
Yeah.
And in my interaction with exporters, one of the greatest problems they have is the bottlenecks at the ports. Goods, somebody will hire a truck to carry cashew, some go as far as carrying perishable goods. And even before leaving the port, the thing has already perished. So that if a lot of our people want to export, but what are we doing about the ease of doing business? How do we make it easy for them to export and the money to come into? Because, for example, look at the Lagos ports, the two ports we have in Lagos. Yeah. If you go on that road, the type of roadblocks
that you see,
non-state actors,
when they are bringing, they are bringing pepper from the north.
Look at yes. Those are things that affect.
Little money they buy them, but what you will pay as you come
the logistics down to Lagos, and all those
you
fees.
See that you are buying a cow for 2 million.
Yes, a cow that ordinarily should be no more than
of doing business, we should not pay lip service to it.
Absolutely,
we should tackle it headlong and make sure that Nigerians are able to do business easily in the country. Now, if Nigerians don't have confidence in our local business process, look at, we have big ports. The one that are just opened in Lekki, is about the second, biggest port in Africa. Now, for who did we make it for?
It's for ourselves.
To
create jobs, to create wealth,
yes,
and to create
meanwhile,
income.
We should not be able to even be the hub for the West
African sub-region. Yes.
So if we are going through this and Nigerians don't have confidence, it becomes a problem. So let's go back to the second point you raised, which is the issue of Security Council. I don't think that is our major headache for now. I don't think it's a priority for now, because the major task, function of Security Council in the UN is maintenance of peace and security globally. We have not been able to ensure that in our country, peace and security. So we have issues to tackle locally.
Richard,
that should not be our problem.
Richard,
the non-permanent members, we have Sierra Leone, Mozambique, Algeria.
Yeah.
Now, what has that brought?
Wait,
to them?
Richard, my own position is that today the whole world is ravaged by conflicts.
Yes.
Russia, Ukraine, Israel,
Lebanon,
Lebanon,
yes.
Sudan is there, the Sahel is there. If we have a voice in the United Nations Security Council,
what difference would that
the
make?
difference that it will make is that we might be able to influence the decisions to prevent conflicts.
What we cannot prevent within...
No, some of the conflicts we have here
yes.
is as a result of the external influence. For example, when we talk about climate change, part of the reasons for the conflict from the Sahel that we are battling with, climate change cannot be divorced from it.
Yeah, you are right.
So if we are able to have a voice at this, and because you see, the issue of climate change is not a challenge.
Do you trust Russia?
No, just hold on. The climate change is not a challenge in the developed world.
Yes.
We are the ones bearing the brunt.
They are also bearing it.
No,
but
they contribute most.
They contribute most. Even the insecurity,
yes,
they contribute most.
That's it.
You can see the support they give to Israel.
Yes.
Israel is committing huge crime in Palestine, and is also fighting the Hezbollah in Lebanon.
Yes.
So look at Russia. That members, America, member of Security Council, Russia, and in its fight with Ukraine, France is supporting Russia, Ukraine,
and
UK is supporting.
Richard, the war between Russia and Ukraine, you also know that it has affected the livelihood of Africans greatly in terms of agricultural.
How come they are not able to solve that problem and prevent it? Rather, America is supporting Israel till tomorrow.
People have camps because of their interest.
France and
we are
UK,
the only ones that
they are not mediating.
No, we are the only. You cannot say. Maybe if we are there.
No.
Maybe we'll be able to play our part.
They are not taking us serious. Well, they are not taking.
No, that's why we want
China.
them to take us serious.
I love China because China is just facing his own business. He has no problem. But
it will affect them because
France,
the growth and the peace that they would have enjoyed will have been greater than if they...
Of those is all political. Look at Rome statue with the Hague.
The ICC.
Look, how many people are signatory have signed that?
America has refused to sign
that Rome statue.
Till tomorrow.
So they don't even want peace. And we want them to ensure peace for us. So it's not a priority as Nigerians. I don't even think we should waste our time with that.
No, it's not about the Nigerian. The Nigerian government is not talking about Nigeria. We are talking about the African continent.
Those that are non-permanent members, the three countries, Mozambique, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria.
Do they have a voice?
They are, either we like it or not, they are non-permanent members, but they are members of the Security Council. But they have not been able to do anything.
Well, Richard, thank you very much. We've had a wonderful conversation there today. I thank you for coming onto the program.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying tuned with us and watching the program again today. Till we come away again next time for another interesting episode, please continue to watch the conversation coming to you live from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. Have a great day. Bye-bye.